I would love to hear them, and hopefully I'll talk to you. Oh, this guy, you sir, killed my friend. No, he's not my friend. He's not my friend. I just kind of wanted to kill. Yo, what's up, dudes? Welcome your faces to a new episode of the Hunger Games. It's been a long time. This is episode number 17. I know, it's been over 2 weeks since I actually recorded Hunger Games. It's because it was kind of like over, I think, a month, I think it is. I'm not sure, but I kind of wanted to take a break from it because I was getting annoyed with the whole entire Hunger Games community, MCSG in particular. But hopefully, you see people are cursing it up. You see that in chat? People are cursing it up. Like, this is one thing I do not like about the MCSG community. Like, you know, I'm gonna try to ignore it and try to talk to you guys because that's what I want to do and tell you guys a story. In fact, I really want to share the story with you guys, and I want to say, as you guys read the title, no, I did not fracture my arm right now. My arm's okay. My arm's good. I didn't break it, didn't fracture it. It's all right. I just wanted to share a story that happened 10 to 11 years ago. I want to say about 11 years, 10 to 11 years. Let's get this stick and let's go. So this was a while ago, back when I was in kindergarten. Back over there, back in time. So I remember how it happened, why, and what happened. Like, I remember all the details, like, of what happened. And there was something that, like, something that happened was pretty funny too. Like, you wouldn't believe it. You really would not believe this to happen. Okay, so I guess I can get into it, but the thing is, I really want to get like looted up, I guess, because I don't want to die. That is something I do not want, because I do want to survive. I do indeed want to survive. Hello, we got that sword to get the to that, and bam. So guys, yeah, I guess I can start going into it since I'm all pretty much geared up. So, like I did say, it happened 10 to 11 years ago when I was in kindergarten, and this happened in my old house, right, in which I used to live in. Not the same city I used to live in. Like right now, I'm in a city that not the same city as I used to be 10, 11 years ago. So I moved, of course. So in the house, there was steps. There was these steps that were freaking huge. Like they were long. They were long step, like an escalator, man. It was a freaking long stairwell. So, and okay, so this is what happened. I was in the house. My mother, I was up. Everybody was upstairs. My brother and my mother and I were upstairs. We were upstairs, you know, chilling, watching our own TV. And then my brother was like, "Yo," my brother wanted to go watch Spider-Man 1. Spider-Man 1, yes. So my mom was like, "Yo, Chris," you know, she didn't say it like this, but she said, "Yo, Chris, go downstairs and get your brother Spider-Man 1." I was like, "All right." You know, by the time I'm like 5 years old at the time, and it's like I had imaginary, like it was dark downstairs too. Like I had the mind to like, I was scared, you know, to go downstairs. You know, I always want to like put that out there. I got scared, you know, when I wanted to, like, you know, when it was dark, I was scared of the dark. So, what happened was, he wanted Spider-Man, I went to go get it. I went to go get Spider-Man. But, in the process, you guys know how you slide down a railing? You know, I pretty much, that's what I used to do all the time as a kid. I used to slide down a railing all the time. All the time. I used to, like, slide, because it was freaking faster and quicker. It was fun, too. So, I kept sliding down railings because I was small. So, that's something I did, and I did it, of course. But, of course, something did happen, which causes me to fracture my arm. And what happened was, I fell. I went to go down the railing, and I went down, and what's it called? I'm trying to remember. Okay, I remember now. So I was sliding down the railing, but not the normal way you would think. If you want to see a picture right now of how you slide down a railing, that is pretty much what I was sliding down a railing. Like that. That's how I would normally slide down a railing. But I took the different approach, and I slid down the railing, like, backwards, pretty much. It was freaking weird. Like, I was freaking nuts, man. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. I wanted to try it, just because, like, hey, you're watching Spider-Man, right? I was like, well, yeah, let me try to be Spider-Man. So, I went down the railing, being a freaking dummy, and I slid down. And I fell off. I was sliding down midway. I was going good, and boom. I took a left and knocked out 10 feet from the air. Boom, knocked out. And I didn't remember what happened. I was completely knocked out. Don't remember what was happening. The only thing I remember was I didn't feel the pain when I got knocked out either. So knocked out, boom. My mother comes downstairs because she hears this loud thump on the ground. You know, she hears a loud thump. She comes downstairs. She told me how I was laying on the ground unconscious because of course I was knocked out. I wasn't moving. My mom panicked and stuff like that, and she didn't know what to do. She got really scared. So what she did was she went downstairs, she picked me up, and she put me she put me to the kitchen. She sat me down on a chair, and I remember me waking up. I woke up in a kitchen chair. That was what I remembered. And I woke up and I was like, what happened? And she told me how she saw me on the floor, knocked out. I'm like, really? I'm like, yeah. She told me, she explained everything, and it was a little crazy to think, and I just didn't know what was happening. So she was scared, of course. I don't blame her. I kind of like did it myself, and I went to go see the movie, but I tried to take the different approach and go downstairs a lot quicker because that's how I traveled down the stairs a lot when I was a kid. I traveled down the stairs with the railing, via railing. So she called the ambulance. She didn't call the ambulance. We went to the hospital, but she didn't call the ambulance. Guess what she called? Guess what she called? A freaking taxi. A freaking taxi. A freaking taxi. Like, it's funny because like a taxi, like I understand like an ambulance, but like a taxi, because she doesn't know how to drive. But like you would expect to call an ambulance, but no. She panicked, like she was scared. She called a taxi. I was like, Mom, are you serious? You call a taxi, man? Like, why are you calling a taxi for? Like, why a taxi of all things? And she's like, I don't know. It was crazy. It's funny too, cause like you don't expect to call a taxi. So that's something that's funny happened. I went to the doctor and I pretty much got checked. You know, I think I had a cast. I don't think I had a cast. No, I didn't have a cast. I basically had bandages, like a bandage on my arm because it was fractured. It wasn't broken, so I didn't need a cast because it was fractured. So it was like the taxi, man. The taxi thing is just insane. But yeah, I had this thing that I had to keep my arm with, so I was a righty. I was a righty at the time. I broke my left arm. I didn't break my left arm. Excuse me. I fractured my left arm, and I was in kindergarten. I could still write and stuff like that. Thankfully, you know, it was my left instead of my right. Because if it was my right, I don't know if I'll be writing. But I managed. But I was able to write and stuff like that, and it was all good. Had that strap on that goes around your neck to keep your arm straight, so that way you don't move it a lot. But thankfully, didn't need a cast because I was told of how annoying casts can be. So since we're getting part of the video, I want you guys to type in the comment section taxi in all caps, T-A-X-I, taxi, because it's just like, come on, like a taxi of all things, man. It's hilarious. It's just funny because it's like you don't expect that. It's just like I love my mom. Like it's funny, but like I'll remember that because of how funny that is, and the fact that I slid down the railing and actually was being a complete Spider-Man noob, trying to go down like a Spider-Man would, the opposite way, and it was just a great time. Like I remember that. It's funny. It's a funny story. At the same time, I fractured my arm, but in the end, it's funny. I looked back at it and I started laughing. I didn't even feel any pain. That was the funny part too. Like there was no pain. Like there was also this big bruise on my head because I did hit my head and I got knocked out. You know, I was knocked out, hit my head, and I was knocked out. And that was a big bruise on. That was like a big old bruise on my head. So that was there for a little bit. Oh God, this fighting go man, go! So it was great. So that's pretty much it for that. Really, like big thump on my head. That was the only part that really hurt me a lot. Is when I pressed on it. Of course, when you press on a bruise, it's gonna like you're gonna feel a lot of pain. So it was great. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this story. If you guys have any stories about the time where you actually like fractured, or you know, tell me any stories about any injuries that happened really bad, or any funny stories. I would like to hear it. You know, be sure to let me know in the comment section below. I would love to hear it, guys. Be sure to leave your thoughts. I would love to hear them, and hopefully I'll talk to you. Oh, this guy, you sir. killed my friend. No, he's not my friend. He's not my friend. I just kind of wanted to kill. I just wanted to kill, man. Alright, so let's see. What we have in our... Holy Jesus, we got a lot of stuff. Sort that out, sort that out. Did you have any good stuff? You did have arrows, which is perfectly fine by me. But yeah, guys, be sure to leave your comments down below so that way I can know more about you, because I felt like I wanted to share this story for a little while. It's like a topic thing I normally do on my YouTube, like Hunger Games. So I decided to bring the story into it. It's kind of hilarious in the end. So thank you guys, for listening to me. I really do appreciate that, guys. We're gonna go to deathmatch soon. I don't know how it's gonna be. Oh, look, the guy is not that wrecked. I mean, that wrecked, yeah. So let's actually hit him up a little bit times. Boom. All right, so he's been hit. He's been hit. All right, so this is the dude we're facing. Okay. So let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can pull off. Let's see what we can pull off. Sure. We'll team, buddy. Oh, let's fight, man. Let's fight. What ya? Oh. Oh, GG! Yes, that's awesome. GG, guys. That was insane. In the membrane! Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy this video. Remember, leave me a like down below if you guys did. Let's go over 50 likes for this video. And remember, comment down below taxi as a keyword. Thank you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace out, and have a wonderful day, guys. Peace!